All right, all right, all right. NBA YouTube. What's good? What's good? It's been a while. It's your man, 100 Grand, Ross with The Rock Never Stops, coming to you with another episode of NBA content. Today, we going to go in. It's been a while. But I'm back and I'm ready to go in. We getting on Luke Walton's top. We getting on his head today. If you like this episode, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notified when I have new videos if you like this one. But without further ado, we jumping in. Yo, if you've seen this game, the Sacramento Kings versus the Toronto Raptors, Toronto revealed why they are absolutely everything that the Sacramento Kings aren't. Everything that the Sacramento Kings aren't. They have a culture. The Raptors have a culture. You know what they're going to be about. Night in, night out, you know what they're going to be about. They draft according to that culture, bringing in Scotty Barnes, Delano Banton. Then they bring in free agency or trades Precious Achua. They bring in Kim Birch. They got guys that they drafted already like Malachi Flynn, Chris Boucher, right? OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. These guys are the foundations of what you know the Toronto Raptors culture to be. The Raptors have culture. Then they have a system. Nick Nurse's system, you know his system. You know what you're looking at. They're going to spread it out. They're going to run that high pick and roll. They're going to look to break you down, kick it out. They're going to push the tempo. They still got Dwayne Casey's great defensive schemes. They got the defensive personnel who's versatile. And Nick Nurse's system, they are going to maximize every bit of that versatility. You see it night in, night out. The coaching, check. Got a ship. They got the ring. Check. They got players who know their roles. Fred VanVleet running the show now. Gary Trent Jr. lighting it up from outside. They got Scotty Barnes, number 4 draft pick, looking like he could have went number 1, even though Cade Cunningham is coming on. I'm going to do a video about that later. You got Pascal Siakam coming back from injury, looking like he's back into form in this game. You got guys who know who they are, know their role, and playing it to the max. Now you flip over to the other side. Who's really playing the role that helps them to win? Who is doing what that helps them actually win? I mean, we all know De'Aaron Fox is a star. We all know he's just about as unstoppable as most guys in the league who are going to be in an all-star game. You got Tyrese Halliburton. They lucked out, and he dropped in the draft, fell in their laps. He looks great. Davion Mitchell looks like a stud. Marvin Bagley III, who they completely whiffed on, failed to develop him. And let's not pretend like he's not talented. If you watched him at Duke, your man is as talented as they come for 6'10", 6'11", forward center who could jump out the gym. You look at Rashawn Holmes, who's snatched that starting center position, who's held it down. You got guys on that team who look like they should be bona fide players, who look like they should be able to contribute to a winning team. And yet, this team can't win. This team honestly doesn't look like they know what they're doing. Not that they don't know how to play basketball, but that they just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing that's supposed to actually equal a victory in the NBA. And that lands square on the shoulders of Luke Walton. Let's be clear. He has no credentials. None. He wasn't known as a high IQ player when he was playing for the Los Angeles Lakers or throughout his playing career. Nobody saw him like a Rajon Rondo and was like, oh, he's a basketball genius. He's an amazing mind. He sees the game. No, no, nobody said that about him. Nobody even related him to being a smart, heady player. Even just good instincts. It's kind of a slow-footed, underwhelming, end of the bench role player throughout his prime in the NBA. But you know what he did have on his side? He had a name and a look. Luke Walton, the son of Hall of Fame, great Bill Walton. And Luke Walton wrote it to the max. His name and his look. He looks like he should be in a movie somewhere. He looks like he should be somewhere with a Kardashian. He looks like he should be on one of these reality shows. That's what he looks like. That's what he looks like. He's got the Hollywood look for sure, and he's got the name. But somehow he's been able to parlay that into a coaching career for some reason. For some reason, he's reaching. No, I'm sorry. He's already reached Jim Boylan levels, previous coach for the Chicago Bulls. But this is where you have to start looking at the Sacramento Kings. What in the world are y'all doing? What in the world are you doing? Luke Walton has never been a winning coach. His greatest stretch of winning came with the 73 win Golden State Warriors when Steve Kerr was out. And he just slid in and said, hey, don't mess things up. Give the ball to Curry. That was the best of his career. He got to the Lakers and immediately, LeVar Ball, whom y'all really need to listen to. I hope he becomes an analyst one day or even gets a coaching opportunity. He told them from the very beginning, Luke Walton is trash. He said this guy doesn't know what he's doing. The system is terrible. His rotation sucks. He doesn't know who to play when. He has bad instincts. Can't make adjustments. And yet, he gets more time in LA until LeBron comes. And LeBron looks at ownership and goes, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm here for. Get this guy out of here. I need a coach who gives me something. Something. And then, just as he's about to get fired, who comes sliding in the back door? The Sacramento Kings. They look at this guy with a name and a look, and they're like, yo, this is who we want. We want Luke Walton. They didn't even care that he was leaving LA with a sexual assault allegation. Talked to some people in the NBA industry who know the different organizations. They told me it might be true. I'm just saying. Don't quote me. I'm not citing any sources. I'm just saying what I heard from people I know. At the end of the day, though, it doesn't matter. He was acquitted, but where he's found guilty is in his coaching acumen in the NBA. Luke Walton has been around far too long. Far too long. You got coaches out there who have coached teams to the playoffs. My man Mark Jackson still can't get a shot. I mean, if there's anybody they should be looking at, it's Mark Jackson. He's shown he can create a championship culture. He's shown that he can develop guards. He's shown that he can create a sense of identity for a team. Guys who know their role and who they are. And Sacramento actually has some talent with Harrison Barnes, Halliburton, Fox, Holmes, Metu. They got some talent there. But when are the Sacramento Kings going to get out the Stone Ages? When is the ownership going to get out the Stone Ages? The NBA is far too talented. Too many good teams. You can no longer mess around and get a guy that has a nice look. Somebody who's just riding on some privilege. And say, hey, you know what? Make it work. I like this guy. Whoever did the hiring for him needs to go somewhere. If it was Vlade, I think it was Vlade. He already left. Now finish the deal. Luke, you need to go. Because tonight you got exposed. More than you've probably ever been. Which isn't really saying much because you constantly get exposed. Season after season. Game after game. You can't make adjustments. Bad rotations. Why wasn't Metu being played as a small ball five in this game, where you could spread it out and go five out, let De'Aaron Fox create? Why didn't you make that move? How come you couldn't draw up a play after a timeout, dead ball? Make sure you can get a good look at the basket. Why doesn't your team seem to know what they're trying to accomplish out there? Attacking the rim, shooting the threes, threes aren't dropping. What's your fallback? Okay, a bunch of one-on-one play at the beginning of the third. Now you're down 30. It's time to go. It's time to go. And my guess after this game, if you heard the crowd booing, oh yeah, they were booing. The fans have been clamoring for his exit for over what? At least the past 2, 3 seasons? Hard. Like, get this guy out of here. I don't know how Sacramento recovers from this. Down 30 at home, losing by 20 plus to a team that didn't have probably one of its best players, OG Anunoby, undersized. Just a scrappy team with a great system and players who know their roles. And you couldn't even compete in this game. You couldn't even compete. You couldn't even compete with all the talent you have. There's nobody, let's get this straight. There's nobody on the Toronto Raptors team that is as talented as De'Aaron Fox. If De'Aaron Fox is on the Toronto Raptors as their starting point guard, they're looking at potentially top 2 seed in the East. The way they're playing, the way that system works, that's what they're looking at. And yet the Sacramento Kings with De'Aaron Fox could not even compete. They didn't look like they were even here to play. And they looked like they were playing hard, and yet it still didn't look like they were even here to play. Like they were just running around really fast, going nowhere. And that has to probably be the best underlining statement for this Sacramento Kings. Going fast, but going nowhere. My guess is Luke Walton is out by the end of this month. And they're going to find somebody else to slide in and get this team back on track. Because right now, De'Aaron Fox is probably gone. It's probably gone in a few years. But with that, I'm at my time. Y'all have a great night. It's good to be back. It's good to be back talking some basketball trash. I'm enjoying it. I got a couple more videos coming up. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and shoot me some comments. What'd you think? I definitely respond. And if you have some video ideas, let me know that too. Other than that, I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Peace.